So read that again.
It says, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken.
America has been a golden cup in the Most High's hand that made all the earth drunken with their philosophy, democracy, showing that women are equal to men, showing that Christianity should rule, that everybody should praise that so-called white Jesus that they set up to deceive the masses, saying that they should forgive their slave master, saying that no matter what somebody does unto you, you should treat them as equals and love them, when that's completely contrary to the Bible, because the scriptures tell you about love worketh no ill to his neighbor, showing you that you should be subject on the taxes when there's nothing righteous and holy about taxes. That manifest destiny, if anything applies to manifest destiny as far as the Most High sending up people to take over a land, that's according to the Israelites, pursuing back to Deuteronomy the 7th chapter. But the wicked, according to the Apocrypha, which is part of the Holy Bible, when they increase it, transgressions multiply. And what are transgressions? Breakings of the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Sin. So you read on that?
Yeah. It says, the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
The nations, the other heathens, the ones that aren't a part of the nation of Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Latino, Native, and Seminole Indians. These Gooks, these Africans, these East Indians, these Arabs, they're mad at America. Why? Because they tasted of their philosophy and they noticed that their philosophy isn't taking them nowhere. Therefore, they're mad. And pursuant to Revelations the 7th chapter, they're going to be more than mad. They're going to shoot missiles upon this place. Because according to the Holy Bible, America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. Turn into a complete desert before the Lord Yahweh Shai, a so-called black man who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, comes back to save the elect of the nation of Israel, to deliver them out of this destruction.
It says, Babylon is suddenly falling and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed.
If so be she may be healed. Because America isn't in this high time glory days. America ain't doing nothing as far as how it used to do in its high times, when they used to have you so-called blacks in slavery. I'll take it even that far through the spirit. Why? Because you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native, and Seminole Indians couldn't even so-called look a white man in the eye.
Reckless eyeballing.
Yep, reckless eyeballing. You couldn't so-called whistle. You couldn't so-called look in the same direction as a damn devil, a so-called white man. But guess what? They lost their power. Why? Because the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the days of their kingdom is determined. And what's determined? That they are fallen right now. That the righteous kingdom of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is being brought forth. Why? Because the Lord is coming back for his second coming to set up righteousness on this earth. And the way that it's happened so fast, according to your fleshly and carnal mind, it's suddenly. So America is suddenly falling. You can take balm for a pain. You can try to come up with all your stimulus packages. You can try to come up with all your bailouts. Barack Hussein Obama, even though you're a Hamite, a so-called African, according to the Bible, you have nothing to do with the nation of Israel. You have nothing to do with you so-called blacks. But guess what? You're doing all of that in vain. Because there is no healing Babylon. There is no healing America. All of that is in vain. All of that is worthless.
What happened to the Dow Jones today?
Exactly. Well, hey, you can't even say the Dow Jones today, because the Dow Jones has been looking like that within the past couple of months. You call it so-called Augusto, going back to the Romans, even to the summer times. What has been happening to you so-called Negroes that don't get the economy or the comparisons of how they mention as far as the terminology, fluctuation, roller coaster rides, ups and downs. They're playing games with you fucks, man. They're playing games with you, showing how they're controlling this place. But ultimately, according to 1 Samuel 2:6, the Most High is controlling them. Also pursuing back to Proverbs, the 21st chapter, the Most High has the king's heart or the king's mind in the palm of his hand to make sure that they do what he wants them to do. Fucking dropping about 500 points one day, 600 points another day, rising up 400 points and then dropping as soon as the market opens up another 500 some odd points. America is done. There is no investment in America. There is no stock in America. There is no coming back for America. Why? Because according to the scriptures, it's suddenly fallen. Suddenly fallen.
It says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country.
We would have healed Babylon, but we cannot heal it. Why? Because the Most High does not want this place to be healed. Because soon it's going to be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. And pursuant to that, before that even takes place, you're going to have what? Race riots increase in this place. You're going to have pestilence increase in this place. You're going to have evil, bad times increase in America. Where what? The mark of the beast, which is, according to Revelation, the 13th chapter, the very chip, is going to be pushed on your society. Where concentration camps are going to be set up so that the masses are going to be put with a decision, either take the chip, follow the government, or die. The final solution.
Yeah, I got something for you real quick.
Alright.
This is Revelations chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath.
Okay, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea. Therefore rejoice first and foremost, because this message, once again, is going to the elect of the nation of Israel. To all you other peons, all you other people that can't grasp it, of the other nations, this isn't for you. And even 2/3 of our own people, this isn't for you. Why? Because according to Romans, I believe that's 9 verse 6, not all Israel is of Israel. So the only ones that's going to rejoice is the elect of the nation of Israel. But woe, destruction, death be to the inhabitants of the earth, the people that dwell here, and of the sea, the other nations. Why? Because the devil, the so-called white man, is going to come down on you with great wrath. Who is that devil? The deceiver. Who is that deceiver? The so-called white man. Having great wrath. Continue.
Because he knoweth that he had but a short time.
Why? Because the triumphing of the wicked is short and his days are determined. And whose days are determined? The so-called white man. Why? Because pursuant to Genesis, the 25th chapter, Esau, the nation of you so-called white people, you so-called Caucasians, you were made to have the blessing of the earth by gaining it by the sword, the fatness of the earth.
Can I say one thing too?
Go on.
Hey, because they also got a time limit to set up this new world order. Alright, they want to have this thing set up at a certain time, man. Okay? But their new world order is not going to come to pass. They're not going to accomplish their new world order, even though they think that they are, or that's what their goal is to do. So that time is coming short, because they need to hurry up and subjugate the people and destroy off the population, which is their goal. All right, and lock down this whole planet Earth, which that's their main goal. But that's not going to come about. Okay, that's why they have a short time, and what they're trying to do is complete this within a certain time period, man. They've been working on this new world order for the longest, man. This has been put forth in the making, going over different centuries, man. Hundreds of years. This has been planned out of when they was going to take over the whole world, man. A big plot to take over the whole world, man, to rule the planet Earth. Okay, and they had this thing thought up over centuries, man. All right, and these are the times where they really going to start trying to bring it to pass. But according to the scriptures, it's not going to come to pass. All right, so they hold all their thoughts in vain, man. Yeah, you got it, man.
That's right. So you can read that from the top and come down here.
Okay, this is Revelations 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time.
Now give me Proverbs 21 and 1. The devil, the so-called white man, is coming down on you because he has a short time. Why is that short time? Because the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, the anointed deliverer, is coming back for his second coming to set up righteousness according to the Holy Bible. Because why? Jacob is going to bring down the nation of Esau, because the elder shall serve the younger, according to the Holy Bible as it is written. And everything that is going on right now is in accordance to how the Most High wants it to be. No matter how you heathens, you slaves without chains, you servants decide to conjure up your evil, wicked legislation, your plots, decide to conjure up things with your G20 summit meetings, your Bilderberg meetings, your Georgia Guidestones. The Most High is putting you up for a certain purpose. So, give me that right there.
Proverbs 21 and 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
Okay, the king that's ruling right now is a so-called white man. Also, the wicked the Bible speaks of. Heart meaning lab, in the Hebrew meaning mind. The king's mind is in the hand of the Lord. Continue.
As the rivers of water, he turneth it wheresoever he will.
Okay, because the Most High has created the heavens and the earth. For layman's terms, just to go that far with you. He's created the rivers and the waters. He gives, according to Job, the book of Job, how he tells them proud waters to stop before they reach this certain part of the tide and then go back. He turneth the king's heart whithersoever he goes. And as far as the king's heart goes, it is set up for a specific reason. Give me Proverbs 16 and 4. Because all that's going on right now is set up through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to what? Determine the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
Proverbs chapter 16 verse 4. The Lord hath made all things for himself.
Yep, everything for himself. The wicked, the righteous, the signs that take place to measure the times, the way the earth was even set up. The Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, has created all things for himself. Read on.
It says, yea, even the wicked,
yea, even the so-called white man, continue,
for the day of evil.
Eve meaning time, ill meaning bad. Yea, even the so-called white man, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil, which is about to take place on this earth. Where 2/3 of you so-called native Seminole, Latino, Hispanic, Indians are going to be slaughtered. Also including you so-called blacks. 2/3 of you going to be put to death according to the wicked legislation that's being brought forth in the society.